Alright, today I'm going to work on Tenada Shime from the Shime list. I'm going to use a broom, use a mop. You don't have to use anything at all, but I find it very helpful for a couple reasons. One, just to give me a sense of relative position, to give me the feeling of the arm. And once I get to the very end, I'm actually going to use the broom to help me be in the right position, using the counter pressure, which is hard to do. But I don't have a body, so I want to use something to give me that counter pressure when I'm pulling. I'll get to that in a minute. Tenada Shime, we typically do it. Somebody throws a roundhouse punch, I block, I throw a sotogari, I end up in full mount. And that's typically how I get into it, not from standing, but wrestling around, and I end up in full mount on someone. I can also do it from my guard or other positions, but the way we train it is full mount. Someone's on their back, face up, I'm sitting on top of them this way. They reach up, try to choke me. I've seen this done with a cross choke or both chokes, whatever. If there's an arm there, I only need one of them. If they give me both of them, it's more to work with. I can go either direction. But I'm going to go to the side. If they give me the arm on this side, I'm going that way. If they give me the arm on this side, I'm going that way. If they give me both, I get to pick. Anyways, I'm going to use this as they're pushing up. What I want to do is, once I've got the arm up, I'm going to lift up, pull them up a little bit, lock it to my body. And whichever way I'm going to go, I'm going to lift my leg up in that direction. Just like that. I'm here, full mount, and I lift up. Now, it's hard to show with the broom, but what I want Uke's body to do is this. I'm not just grabbing the arm and then setting up takedown. When I step off to the side, I'm pulling that arm up and lifting the shoulder off the ground. My leg that's up is going to go behind the shoulder blade to keep them from being able to roll backwards and get them up nice and tight this way. So not just lifting the arm up, which is what many people do. They grab the arm and then they just go back. Grab the arm, lift, get that shoulder off the ground, and that's where that leg comes in. I go here and I lift. This leg is keeping them propped up. And I'm already squeezing my thighs together as tightly as I can. I got the arm, and I'm squeezing my thighs together. Then I'm going to do a 90-degree turn. I'm going to turn the quarter. Their head's in front of me. I'm going to turn so that my shin ends up on their head. I also lift the other leg as I turn. So from the side, as I turn the corner, that other leg comes up. At this point, their other arms, they're on their shoulder on the ground, their back's facing me. I have my shin on their rib cage and my other shin on their head. Their arms up, I'm already squeezing it with my thighs and giving a nice hold with my arm. At this point, really, I can just kind of hug the arm. I don't need to hold it, but it's fine, whatever you want to do. Just keeping them from pulling it out. And I'm squeezing with my legs. Now this is the part where I need the counter pressure from the broom. A lot of times when I see people do this technique, as they go back, I don't know if they're trying to be nice, or they're just not flexible, or they're just not really in tight. As they go back, it creates all this space. See the room between my heels and my butt? All that room is pulling their arm down. Now their elbows like maybe between my legs, maybe even on the other side. I'm not going to get that arm bar, especially if they're coming up or fighting me at all. I need to keep it in nice and tight. I'm squeezing the broom with my feet and my thighs, just like I'd be squeezing the arm. And I pull in. See how I can actually use the broom to pull my heels in tight to my body. That's what I want to do when I fall back. When I'm up on top of them, I'm squeezing and I'm sinking. I'm sitting on their shoulder. They're on their side facing that way. My shin's on their ribs, one's on their head, and my butt's sitting on their shoulder. I got the arm, I'm squeezing. My thighs are squeezed together, my feet are squeezed together. When I roll back, I pull the arm with me and keep my feet as tight to my body as I can. That's going to set up your arm bar. Again, all together. Other side, I'm in full mount. They reach up with their arm, up. They're on their side facing that way now. I turn the quarter and lift my other leg. squeezing as I roll back. Make sure to pull the broom, which is their arm. Keep my feet nice and close to my butt, not all the way out here, but in tight. And you can see me, my feet are off the ground, and I'm rolling back. That's only because I don't have the weight of the person's entire body holding me. But that's the motion I want to make. I'm in tight, and I'll roll back. Their weight will keep me from rolling back any farther, but that's fine. I'm going to be nice and tight when I'm ready for that arm bar. And then at the end, I'm bridging, if you still need to do that. I'm in tight, I got the arm locked, and I'm bridging. My hips are going to finish that elbow off. Also, it's important the way the arm is. I want them to either have their thumb up or thumb down. I like thumb up best, but this way the bones aren't crossing up here, and there's a little bit more play and more flexibility. They can really kind of bend their arm further. Once you turn that thumb up, these two bones are crossing each other. It's a lot shorter motion to get that snap. It can work the other way, but sometimes the elbow will bend out and they can loosen out this way. That's why I prefer the thumb up version and pop. Men, they reach up, one leg up, I pull them up on their side, turn the corner, my other leg comes up, I'm sitting on them, squeezing my thighs together, take that arm and pull back. Make sure the thumb is up and bridge to finish. One last fun way to do this, it isn't a traditional way, but another way that I like to set up the arm bar is still starting from full mount, but I'm going to a pigeon position. They give me their arm on this side, and I throw my leg around underneath their head. So I'm cradling the back of their head, and I have their arm on that side. I'll also lean across their body, kind of doing a katakatami, kind of almost choking them with their own arm. I'm just using my body weight to pin it, just so that I'm not falling off preemptively, and I can make sure I got it nice and tight. Then I spin into my lock. Again, full mount. If I have the arm on this side this time, sneak that around underneath the head. Just take some flexibility. If you're good at pigeon position, then I would recommend it. If not, then it's probably not for you. Coming around this way, I like to lean the opposite way, keep control of that arm until I'm ready to go. Make sure it's locked in. And I twist and tighten everything up as I go back. A fun drill that I like to use to work on opening my hips is just switching back and forth on this drill. I'm in a basic pigeon position, but instead of laying down, I'm up, my legs bit behind and in front. My weight leans over the front leg, bring the back leg around, and I switch the other side, just back and forth. So help get you set up and ready to work this technique. It's also nice, once you've got somebody set up on one side, whatever reason, you lose that arm or they put the other arm in and they grab and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go the other way, that way. So it's nice, back and forth. Tenada, Shime.